E-World, Crisscrossing Wires. It's been a long time since we made a video. My channel, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't in no denial. It's pretty much dead at the moment because you know, I've been MIA pretty much, but I'm about to come back up in here and do some things. It's about time. I've been on a hiatus long enough, and man, the e-biking as far as YouTube has just blown up like exponentially, man. It's a whole bunch of channels now, and I mean booming channels with a lot of viewers and all that. And you know, I noticed that it's always a lot of the channels that ain't even really helping people out that much that got the most views, and that's just what it is. People like to watch what they want to watch. But anyway, I'm coming back. I don't care about no numbers and viewers and all that. My only point is to do my thing and have some fun and improve. I can do a whole lot with a little bit. See, that's how you know when you really making the best out of all of your equipment. You know, yeah, you can go out here and buy the biggest controller, the biggest battery, you can get the biggest motor, and obviously you're going to be fast. But if you don't know what you're doing with it, somebody, and they could have some riffraff, to be honest, can kick your ass just because they know what they're doing. Now, I don't consider my bike to be riffraff. There's plenty of riffraff. I try not to be, you know, when I say riffraff, I just mean as far as build quality is concerned. I know you've seen bikes with birds nests, wires everywhere, and things just all discombobulated, bandaged together and glued together, and mismatched parts here and there. So, you know, at the end of the day, we want our bikes to be fast. At the same time, I mean, for the most part, we should want them to look good. Now, this is my road bike, and while it's definitely not the fastest bike in the world by any means, for what it is, it does really, really well. So my main thing that I used to push and focus on a lot on my channel, and I'm still going to be doing that, is efficiency. Getting the maximum performance out of everything, and therefore, you know, you have a lot long range, good speeds, and reliability for the most part. So anyway, I went out today. I did a little quarter mile, and I mean, it's not the greatest. 14 seconds, 14.24, and my eighth of mile was 8.02 seconds. And actually, this quarter mile would have been better, but all right, check this out. As you can see, my quarter mile, the speed was 61.95, because I got off of it before the quarter mile, before I reached the quarter mile. So I probably would have been like, I don't know, maybe high 12s or low 13s, but I hit the brakes, and I think it was like right before I reached the quarter mile. So although it still came out to be a decent time, it could have been better, but it is what it is. So I was on the draggy checking out some people's times and everything, and man, there's some fast bikes out there for sure, but most of those are drag bikes, you know, lightweight, got a really decent power to weight ratio, and you know, smaller tires, everything it takes to be a drag bike, you know. That's why those drag guys, they use smaller tires because they're easier to get to spinning. You get a higher, quicker, faster RPM on smaller tires. It's a lot harder to get a big tire rolling. And you know, with some high voltage and some amps, man, them bikes are flying, man. Them guys doing over in Thailand, they probably doing 150, 160 miles an hour now, man. So yeah, they ain't playing no games. Anyway, I always kept saying I wanted to put this bike on high voltage. However, I've been procrastinating on that because this bike just does so damn good on 72 volts. And it's not like I don't want to go to high voltage and have a higher top speed for sure. But you know, when you have, well, not that I have bragging rights in 72 volts, but I can talk a little trash at 72 volts. If I went to 96 volts right now, it'd be fast, but I couldn't talk as much trash as I'm talking right now because they're a lot faster bikes on 96 volts. On 96 volts, man, them drag bikes, they doing 10 seconds and 8 seconds and 9 seconds and all that. So, you know, for this being a road bike on 72 volts, 13, 14 second quarter mile, 8 second eighth a mile is pretty damn good. And like I said, not to mention reliability. You know, this bike, I got the same control I had from day one. Actually, the BAC 8000 on here is the same BAC 8000 I had on the Beast. Now I had got another one and I put that on the Beast, but this was the original one that I had on the Beast. So I mean, this controller is still holding up great. Yeah, it ain't been, you know, I ain't had no problem with it burning up or motors burning up or anything like that. So I'm pretty happy about that. The worst as far as something failing was not even the bike as it is now. That going back to when I had my stock motor, obviously I blew some hall sensors on my stock motor because that motor ran a little hot. So, you know, transistors, hall sensors are nothing but field effect transistors that you know, they react to magnetic fields, so they would burn up from time to time. So I replaced them in the stock motor. But since I put this 12 kilowatt on here, man, for one thing, I don't even have nowhere near enough power to blow that motor. I'm only running 32 kilowatts. And I mean, while 32 kilowatts might sound like it's a lot for some of you guys that have e-bikes, for a drag bike or for a fully built road bike, 32 kilowatts is nothing. That's why I say, man, because this bike is doing over 100 miles an hour on 72 volts, with that little bit of watts, man, you know, I really don't want to mess with it. You know how they say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at with this. Anyway, I'm definitely coming back, and yeah, just to verify, you can see we're sitting at 82.6 volts. 82.6 volts. So yeah, 20s. I could even go into I could even go in here and show you. I got it set on 21s, but it's actually 72 volt. The reason why I got it set on 21s because when I charge it fully charged, it won't let my regen work, obviously, or sometimes it'll throw a high over voltage fault because my charger takes my pack a little bit over 84.4 to go to like 84.9. So you know, this controller has protection. It'll protect itself, and it won't allow the bike to operate. So the only way I can keep it from doing that is to put in 21s. But as you can see, 82.5, that's for 20s. Anyway, like I said, we're gonna try to make a comeback, and I'm gonna try to help a few of my buddies get their bikes right, sharing what little bit of stuff that I've learned over the way. You know, I always felt like I was pretty good at least explaining certain things. So, you know, everybody, in order to teach people, you have to have a good understanding yourself. You can't teach people what you yourself don't know. Now, I mean, not only do you have to be good at building and fixing, repairing, trial and error and all that type of stuff, I mean, you got to be able to explain why things do what they do. Okay, you have to have some electronic fundamentals, some background. If you can't explain why this does that when you do this, then you know, you ain't really helping people. So anyway, I'm gonna make a video on tuning, and I'm going to show how I do it. And let me just get one thing across, because there's some people that are putting other people's tunes in your bikes, or considering a tune just going in there and putting everything on, putting all the settings on max. Putting everything on the max settings is not tuning. You know, instead of tuning, this should be called matching. What you want to do is match all of your components. You want to match your battery to your controller and line amps. You want to make sure your controller is not pulling more than your battery system, including BMS, discharge. Anyway, guys, I had to start my video again. My GoPro, my SD card got full, so I had to delete some stuff. So I'm trying to remember where I was talking about. I was talking about tuning, and it's matching. And I said you're matching your battery to the controller and line amps, and I talked about, you know, all the bottlenecks and everything from the battery to the controller. Then you want to match your controller's output in phase amps to your motor. Okay, and man, you don't want to have anything set to something that, you know, you can't deliver or you can't make. People think just turning everything all the way up to max is going to get them the best performance, and a lot of times you're hurting yourself. Sometimes less will give you more in terms of performance. Just imagine if you have your line amps set too high at your controller, and your battery system can't deliver those line amps. Your voltage is going to sag way down because it can't handle that demand. So your voltage may sag from 84 volts all the way down to 70 volts. Therefore, your top speed is not going to be based on your highest voltage, or like 84, 82 volts. Your top speed is going to be based on that 70 volts that you're sagging all the way back to. So if you had it set at the right amount of line amps, and you know, you wasn't bringing your pack voltage all the way down that low, you would get a better result as far as your top speed. So I mean, it's like I said, it's a whole lot more than that. You're matching everything. But there is no guesswork with this stuff. You know, it's all math, it's all calculations, but you can't cheat the system. You can't just, you know, put in anything, or you can't get blood from a turnip, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we'll get into all that. I promise any of the guys that really followed me and want me to make a comeback, this, you know, it ain't a whole lot of you guys, but I know you've been wanting me to come back. I promise you, I'm back. I got some new stuff for a new build. However, I still don't have an actual frame that I want to build on yet. I actually have another RZ that I'm getting, but I'm not so sure if I want to, you know, put this stuff that I have that is really like drag level stuff on another RZ. You know I want to make a high voltage RZ, but I still want a drag bike. So I don't know if I'm going to make a RZ drag bike or get one of those scooter type bikes like the guys in Thailand. I'm not sure yet. I'm all over the place with that. But I got some new battery technology. I got bigger, higher voltage, humongous controller, and we're gonna do some damage. So stick around and we'll be back. Let your homies know that used to watch my channel that your boy is coming back. All right, y'all, deuces. Crooked Finger Productions, we out.